So I'm going to show you how to draw a dragon. And first you want to draw the line I'm kind of making right now. Doesn't have to be kind of exact, but it's kind of like that.
What are you drawing?
And this is the lower jaw of the head of the dragon we're drawing today. Then I like to bring a line out of here, like that. That line that comes right there.
What is that?
That is the upper jaw.
Upper jaw, okay.
Then you draw a tongue. This will make sense later. And then we draw the head. It's gonna come in here, but then I'm gonna punch it out like that, so it's kind of in that kind of roaring position. So that kind of thing. And
what's that bump?
It's kind of like its shoulder line, that
Okay.
little like roaring, like it's trying to be stable, prowling, you know what I mean?
Okay. What are you drawing there?
Then we're drawing the tail. And
So is that the back?
yes, this will be the back. And this is a choice. You can just tip it off like a regular tail. Or what I like to do is do this. And then give it a little club, kind of like an egg. Okay. Then we're gonna work on some details on the head. Actually, I made that line a little, I made it get a little too skinny on the neck there. Okay. There. On the, well, not neck, but yeah. Then if you didn't notice, I made this bulge right here on the head, and this is because they're drawing an eye here. Oops, I did that wrong. Too low. What's that? I don't know what happened there. Kind of get an angry look to it. If you can see.
And what is that?
That is the eye.
The eye?
Then you just give it a little natural. It's not that hard. You just kind of raindrop shape, and then you fill in like the little end of it, like that. Not that hard. Then I like. Then I like to do some detail to the neck, kind of the horn frill thing. But yeah. I like to give it kind of a frill of small horns and then a couple big ones, you'll see. And then a couple big ones on the back right here. And this is because you're gonna give it a kind of frill. I know I kind of named the other thing a frill, but this kind of frill, kind of like a thin kind of frill, you know what I mean? So it like displays it. And then if you wanted to color this in, I would add some like details for lines, and I'll show you how to color it in at the end. I like to add these kind of lines to show you how I'm gonna color it in. And then we're gonna complete the neckline right here. And we're gonna add its paw, claw, I don't know what to call it. And we're gonna do this pointy, this, and this. Now we're gonna cut off the ends like that with a slight rounding to make the claws. And then I like to do this to kind of show like the, I don't know, like the little bone, I don't know. And then I put it in this position because later we're gonna draw a rock that it's kind of, the upper body's on. Then we go to the back down here. And we're gonna do this. And like that. And that's your basic like body. Now we want to add, well, the wings, which you have to think about how they would fold up because this one's not flying. It's really complicated to get that kind of flying motion, and I know most of you guys in school are not going to be able to get it. And if you're going to do it flying, you would have to use a pencil because you have to draw lines that you're going to erase later to get the shape in flying motion. It's just super hard. Even I have a little trouble with it. And then you just draw a line over and draw a line here and draw a line here. And then you do this and this. And then you do this. Then we're gonna draw that rock I talked about earlier. Actually, not that long ago. I'm just gonna draw a little tiny rock he's kind of gripping on right there. And then we're gonna add a little detail. If you didn't notice, he only has one claw. I'm gonna add a slightly bigger one. You can't see the other one on the other side. He has 3 claws because the middle one is actually bigger than the other 2, so you can only see the middle one over the front one. Then I like to add a little bit of like, this is kind of a choice, but I personally like to do this, and it is to, now, a lot of you are probably thinking most dragons have this, but here's the thing. This dragon has 4 legs. Now, if the dragon only had 2 hind legs, then we would add a little claw there. But the thing is if it has a little spike there, that means it was a limb, like an arm, that was developed into a wing, and just that would be weird, an arm, basically having an arm. So just regular wing. And then that's about it. But there's one more thing you might want to add or might not, and these are the classic little ridges, although I like to add them very subtly, starting like right here. And I like to add them kind of in the more pointy, not hooked, and like that. And there we go. Sorry for some of the background sounds. This is my house after all, and I don't have a studio for filming this, so I apologize. because these are kind of like spine protrusions, they wouldn't be that spiky, and they wouldn't really be hooked either. So yeah, I'm gonna get them gradually smaller towards the tail. Oh, why did I do that? And I like to kind of end them right there. Then there's one more detail. I don't know if you can see what detail is gone. So you're probably gonna want to do this with pencil. This is probably too late in the video. I'll just make a little clip and add it in the beginning to tell you to use a pencil, because you're gonna want to erase this little area right here, because they would attach to the side like this, and probably have this part attaching right there. And that's because it would be like connected. Now you have one, and this we are just about done. I'm just want to add the other arm right here. Just going down there and there, like that. And that is basically, and that is it. Although there is one more thing. If you just want the option of it, you can add like certain tatters and rips from like battles in the wings, like this, or maybe you can add like the classic things like that. But it is a little example. I'll just show you how you could probably do this if you wanted to. And maybe right there. And maybe you'd probably want to erase these lines so you can make little titsy tatters, things like that. And make one right there, and like right there. But that's kind of and maybe like. And you could, like, if you really wanted to, maybe if you just want to, you can add like certain little spikes to the tail, to the clip on the end of the tail, or you don't really need to do this if you just did the little tip. If you did the regular tail tip, you wouldn't be doing this, but you could do this if you wanted to. And this isn't that hard. So, yeah, and then you just have to draw little spikes and then like some spikes there and there and just like that. Similar to the details we put on the neck earlier. That kind of, and maybe like things like that. You could do that, or you could just not. That just kind of makes it feel more beaten up if you do the spikes on the tail and tattered up wings and all those classic crosses and tic-tac-toe and things like that. But yeah, that's really it. Even if it doesn't look exactly like this, which I don't expect it to, I have a lot of skill, but I still do think some of you in this class could probably get it pretty close. And now I'm gonna go show you how you might want to go about coloring it in.